check. Nope. Nope. Oh, there we go. Hold on. All right, there we go. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. Round 2 today. Round 2 coming at you live from John Wayne, California, SNA. And yes, we are sitting in the Embraer E-190, one of the most controversial airplanes that I fly. I don't know why. I think people really overlook or, I don't know. It's just my personal opinion. This airplane gets a lot of grief when it's a pretty dang good airplane. Oh, look at this little, what's that, Hawker jet? What's that, a Citation? Look at that, Citation 10. Flight FX Citation 10. Talk to me. When? But there she is, the E-190, ready to go. This is my first flight with it in 2024. I just did some quick bindings with my throttles and everything. I've got it pretty much working. I haven't flown this in quite some time, so I've got to remember how to do it. I'm actually typed on this airplane. I flew this airplane for quite a while, flew it at the regional level, and I flew some charter and contract work on the E-190 as well. So it's got a near and dear spot to my heart. Now, this does not have VNAV yet, Captain McGee. It does not have VNAV yet, but apparently there's going to be some there's going to be an update here pretty soon. I actually just saw they posted out there looking for VNAV testers or LNAV testers, I think. So I mean, it's coming along for sure. I know it's taken a lot longer than a lot of us had hoped, but I'll be honest with you, it flies really well. It's one of the best hand-flying airplanes that we have in the sim. Like, it does fly really, really well. So we're going to get into this one today. I got to remember how to fly it. I also forgot. I wanted to set the time forward a little bit because it's 4 o'clock local. I don't want to be flying at 1 o'clock local. I want it to be 16:52 local. There we go. I want it to be local time, Texas time, here in John Wayne. All right, so show off the interior. Oh, I will. So Mr. Dog says it's underrated. I mean, good modeling and cockpit. It's just like $20 per aircraft, $40 for two. Agreed. There's a lot of good things about this airplane. Oh boy.
Embraer and 24. Methinks I need to add to the latte fund. Here you go. Cheers.
Callie Simmer, thank you so much for the bank angle check. Look, I was just pleading with Mrs. V1 to deliver a tea and a little treat on the way back from Sam's Club. So I appreciate you, Callie Simmer. Thank you so much for the bank angle check. Yes, indeed, Embraer time in 2024 in California, right up Callie Simmer's alley. So here we go. Chief Aviation, VNAV. This is not the VNAV. VNAV does not work yet. That is still work in progress. So let's get into the cockpit right away. You'll notice a lot of things we measure airplanes by. Textures, sounds, model. They all look good. They sound decent. I feel like the 190 sounded better in 2020. I don't know if there's been some update on that or not, but I feel like the 190 in 2020 did have a better sound set. Or maybe it was a 170. I can't remember, but this is still pretty decent. It's still pretty decent. So I'll even show you like around. Oh, I forgot to bind the window views on the left side. Rip. Okay, so I got my right windows. Boom, boom, boom. And then what better way to bind window views and show you guys the model than to just bind them live. So let me go ahead and bind my windows here real quick. This is how we bind the windows. I'm going to come over here, go this way, and I want just a little bit of glass. We'll save you there, and then go back. Perfect. That's the one I want right there. Left control 7, window view is saved. I'll come back out here. We'll run up the wing view. Give me 2 seconds, chat. We'll get this bound up here, and then we'll get on our way. So we're going to do this wing right about just a tint of glass, a little bit to the left. Zoom out just a tad. E-190. Look at that. I mean, that doesn't get you excited. I don't know what will. I think that is a great looking model, great representation of what the E-190 actually looks like. Too far forward. Let's come back. Let's do this window. One more right here. And just a little bit of glass. Should we do no glass? Let's do no glass on this one. We'll zoom it in. We'll do no glass on the left side. All right. So look at the detail. Yeah, I mean, I think the detail is there. This is Captain Aviation livery. Is this what he did on the Moxie one? I mean, I think it looks great. So we are back. Ryan, what's up, man? Good to see you. Honestly, this aircraft gets VNAV. The network's going to be flooded with regional pilots. I think so too, man. I really, really do. So let me boot it up. Let me make sure the sounds are up. Guys, I'm going to try my best to remember how to get through this thing. I haven't flown it since the last time we flew it on stream, which was I was still in Georgia. Can I connect the jetway? Yes, we can. No, we can't. Jetway is not connecting. Doors open. So let's just go forward stair, aft stair. Let's go ahead and throw the cones out there. Connect the GPU. Cool. Jet bridge is not working. That's fine. GPU is getting connected up to the overhead. Let's power this aircraft up. Here we go. We're going to go battery 1, battery 2. Overhead switch sounds very good. Hear the fans come on. The cockpit of the 170-190 is very loud. A lot of fan stuff going on here. So this is true to real life. We'll go ahead and connect the GPU in use. Boot it up here. Do you have the scenery per PVU? I don't have it. I thought I had vertical sim provo. I didn't have it, and I didn't see if it was. I didn't have time to get to go buy it and install it. So default scenery, and also they all like the SNA. Nothing is made for 24 yet. So JJ's trying to. I'm not falling down the trap of JJ. We're just gonna do default until we have official sceneries for 2024. Cloudbound, what's going on, man? No, you're not late. Welcome. All right, so overhead flow. You want to talk about simple overhead. This is probably the easiest overhead you're ever going to fly. Lights out, 12 o'clock, right? So GPU's in use. That's why the light's on. Everything is in auto. We don't need the dome light. We can turn on the no smoking, and we'll leave the fasten seatbelt sign off. We'll arm the emergency passenger lights. Everything is in auto right here. Everything is in auto right here. We'll throw the nav light on, and we'll throw the logo light on. Electric pump 3A. We'll turn that on, I believe. And that's it. I think that's it. I literally think that's all you... If I got to remember my procedures, it's been a while. So that's going to go ahead and do its thing. We'll come down here to the route box. We'll go ahead and go to the route menu. Now, I don't think... I had an issue. I think JJ said you have to still put it in manually. So let's go ahead and pull up our... let's pull up our flight details. So we're going to come here. We're going to import SimBrief flight plan. This is us, Moxie 357, John Wayne to Provo. Now we're going to click on the green check. That's us. We'll click on it again over here. Flight details. This is all of us right here. Let's go to Departure. SNA, we're going to be blasting off of runway 20 right. And we'll do a dry runway, flaps config 3. We'll sync the live weather, and I'm going to go ahead and do a real-time loading process. So time is remaining. We've got 12 minutes. Boarding process has started. So with the boarding process started, we will go to this box over here, and I'm going to see if it'll pull it. I don't think it does, right? Yeah, I think it should be in here. I haven't been able to pull it in 2024. That's not a big deal. We will manually plug our route in. So before we plug in the route, I'm going to leave this on, I forget how I used to do this, a doors page for the captain, and then we would do map page or plan, because we're building, well, we build in plan mode, so we'll build in plan mode, maybe put systems over here, and then do flight control that's doing its P-bit test actually right now, I think. I think it's actually doing a bit test right now. So we'll leave that on, and we'll come over here and we'll load the route up. Mike85, have a great stream. Can't watch, we'll catch the replay. All right, bud, we'll take it easy, man. All right, let's load in KSNA. I don't know why it does that. That happened to me earlier. All right, SNA Provo, Utah. Here we go. So departures, we're going to select runway 20 right. I'm going to pull up my flight plan over here. Are we listening to a radio? I'm going to just set the comm radios like that. Hello from Calgary. What's going on, man? Hey, JJJ, what's going on? Every time my homie lights up the grass, he says, "Smokes, if you got him," because I told him about you saying it. Nice, man. let me pull out my route here so I can load this in one streamlined process. All right, so we are going to be, why does it say 02 left? No way. Are they blasting off 02 left? We got to edit that. That's not correct. That's not correct. We're going to be 20 right, but the hobo is not in the box. That we can't do that. We already have, hold on. I got to edit this flight. That's not right, man. We're going to take the fins 3 to Beale, 20 right. We're going to apply that. After fins 3 to Beale, we're going to go Q842. Now, I'm not sure. Will it take Q842? No, it won't take that. So I don't think you can do airways yet. Or at least it won't load them up. But we can load direct to Winen. W-I-N-E-N. From Winen, we're going to Mike Lima Fox. From Mike Lima Fox, we're going to Jammin' for the Tater 1. So we're going to go arrival, runway. What was our runway? 13. Provo? 13, really? ILS 13 off of Tater, Tater 1, Jammin'. We'll apply that. That looks good. There's our route of flight. Fins 3, Beale, Winen, McAllister. I can't remember what MLF is. Jammin', Tater for the arrival. That's all in the box. Perf initialized. We're going to leave this right here because we're going to come back to that once boarding is complete. We'll hit the magic barrel ref key. We've got an auto ATC squawk of 2410. So we'll come over here. We'll squawk 2410. We'll go in the radio box. 2410. We're in standby. MILF is Milford. Thank you, man. Thank you. All right, 2410 is set. LA departures online and LA center is online. I wonder who we need to talk to. We need to contact departure 2652. So I'm going to load that in column 2. Actually, I'll put that in standby. 2652. I'll flip it around. Initial altitude. Climb via except maintain 5,000. This has us on the Hobo 3 though. But the Hobo 3 does not link up to 20 right. Let's double check. Let's go to, I didn't mean to go to settings. Home page, charts. Let's load in John Wayne. Look at the SIDs here. Yeah, the Hobo 3. Yeah, that's off of not the right runway, so we're not doing that one. So I'm going to have to call center and see if we can change our clearance. Can we pull an ATIS? I thought we used to be able to pull an ATIS from here. Let's go to departure. Winds are 0. So, yeah. He gave me a PDC with the wrong direction. Well, that's what we filed. It's not really his fault. But we are filed on the wrong direction. I gotta figure out who am I gonna talk to out of here. I guess we'll talk to departure 24-3. Let's talk to departure 24-3. We'll tune that in column 1.
Yeah, sorry. It's my problem. I don't have the VFR map with me right now, so I can't see any of the Bravos and stuff.
Yeah, so November 751 Lima uniform, another controller would have walloped you down if you had busted the Bravo, so be careful.
Guess that's boarding music. LA Center Moxie 357 on the ground at John Wayne.
This is an LA Center. Contact LA Center 126.5.
Sorry. All right. So we'll tune
340,
the center instead of departure. Makes no sense.
Southwest 2866 LA Center, radar contact, descend Rockstar for arrival, runway
Rockstar, he must be going to Vegas.
Altimeter 2983.
Say Rockstar 3 arrival and 26 left, Southwest 2866.
LA Center, Moxie 357.
Moxie 357, LA Center, go ahead.
Hey, how's it going? We got a PDC on the ground at John Wayne. You got us going off the Hobo, which is going east. Do you want that departure, or do you want us on the going like 20 right?
Moxie 357, yeah, I think I sent that in the midst of like 17 other PDCs. I didn't actually take a look at it. Stand by, give me 2 seconds here. Let me see if I can find something better for you.
Roger that, thanks. Hopefully he'll give us the fins 3 to Beale. We'll see. We're going to stand by on that. Here comes down the Iveo Premium top-down rant. Yeah, it's so dumb, dude. Makes no sense to me.
Is that for that?
All right, let's spool the APU. You ready? It's real hard. Watch this. On. Start.
Frontier flight 1925. You can resume normal speed. Thanks. Resume normal speed.
Lucas, thanks for the 5. Hey, Ice Man. Appreciate you. Important question. Elderly mobility scooter or side stick?
Beaver 21 Bravo
Side
descending
stick.
for arrival on Terra, altimeter 2992.
Danger for arrival and optimism 2900.
Lufthansa 5 Yankee San Diego, altimeter 2995 at landing cleared approach runway 27.
Atlantic Airport runway 27, Lufthansa 5 Yankee.
Sounds pretty good if you ask me. Sounds pretty good right there.
Moxie 357, I have a 3 rep for you guys. Ready to copy?
Ready to copy, Moxie 357.
Moxie 357 cleared to the Papa Victor Uniform Airport. Fins 3 departure, Beale transition, then as filed, rest of clearance unchanged.
Clear direct Provo, or excuse me, clear to the Provo Airport, Fins 3 BL as filed, rest route unchanged, Moxie 357.
Yeah, read back is correct.
Thank you.
Correct 2454,
All right,
welcome
cool.
taxi Alpha into the ramp.
Alpha the ramp, and this is going to be advised. The reporter weather stopped in miles of more like 3.
All right, I'm going to turn off the radio for a minute. So audio's down. We got our clearance. We're squawking 2410. That's what we had already programmed, which is good. So Fins 3 Beale. We're going to do a takeoff and knit here in just a minute. We got to come back over here, and time remaining 3 minutes, and then we will go to the manifest, and we'll send the takeoff data into the box. So it'll do it for us. We'll have like a little mini FO doing our stuff. Nope, that's the stock sound pack right there. That's the stock sound pack. Busy day here in John Wayne. Look, we got all kinds of airplanes in here again. We got Southwest, we got corporate jets back there. Yep, I'm going to calculate the V-speeds, but I got to wait. I'm going to wait for the perf data first. Is this plane good, Benny? I tell you what, man, without VNAV, and I know it doesn't have the custom FMS, but it's coming soon. I mean, shoot. For everybody that hasn't been flying them, I think I've been having a ton of fun flying them. I've flown the airplane off-stream. I mean, a while ago. It's been a long time, but I used to when it first came out. Got a lot of flack for it. Sounds good, flies good. Custom LNAV, I think, is coming first, and then VNAV after that, right? You got to do one stone at a time. You got to overturn one stone at a time here. They're going to get the LNAV working, and then they're going to work on the VNAV. When I was last time you checked for an update on the 190, I just checked from FSS. There's an update for 190 and 727. Really? Let me see. What do I have? This normally tells us, right? I am on build June 2nd. Yeah. So this is a new build, right? 7286. Yeah, that's the new build. That's the new build. Great plane to hand fly, especially with force feedback. Oscar, yeah, man, it really, really is. All right, 1 minute, 30 seconds left on there. And then, so what's going to happen is I'm going to send the data, and you're going to see the FO is going to program all our perf data. And I think that has to happen first before we do our takeoff and knit. I don't remember how the process goes on that, but we're going to do that anyway. I'm going to wait for the perf data to get sent first. I think it had a shaky start, but it seems E-jets are coming along. Yeah, it does seem like they're coming along. I guess we can, while we wait, let's actually look at our chart here. Let's look at the Fins 3. Let's go back to SIDS. And we're on the Fins 3 RNAV. So Fins 3, Strel, 5, 10, so at or above, or below 5, below 8, above 10, all the way out. Any speed restrictions on the SID out of here? I don't believe there is. So we just got to make sure we don't blast the 5,000 and 8,000. He said climb via. The top altitude is 17,000. Now what's frustrating, JJ, I don't know if you figured this out. Altitude doesn't work on the Bravo, and I remember we fixed it in 2020. I can't remember. You have to like have a different binding. But so you have to. I have to scroll. Not only do I have to scroll heading, I have to scroll altitudes because I don't think heading turns either. Yeah, heading doesn't turn either. So none of my Bravo commands work, which is very frustrating. All right, I heard the ding, so that means we're done. So we're going to go back to departure. All right, cool. So let's go to. I've calculated that. How do I get to... There we go. Now we go to the manifest. All right, let's verify. So we're going to send this to the McDo. 1923.43. Now watch. You're going to see the perf in it is being calculated over here by the FO. If you watch the right-hand side of the box, or the right box rather, he's going and he's initializing everything for us here. Billy B16, what's going on, my man? How's this bird now? I mean, well, we're about to find out together. So far, so good. I did one quick little test flight just before the last stream, or just after the last stream. Everything worked okay. I have to remember how to fly it. Can you bind the TCS button? Jeremy, I think we did. I think we did have it bound. I don't remember how, though. I remember there was a lot of bindings I had to do with this airplane. I don't remember how to bind it now, though. I just want to take us A to B, normal flying. All right, so you can see here, takeoff speeds have been calculated. Everything's been programmed. Takeoff data set, there's our speeds. ADIX on, anti-ice off, flex takeoff off. If you were flexing, you'd set your flex temp right there at 15C. You can cross-ref the speeds, 19, 23, 31, 84. Those all are checked out. So I'm going to put you back to flight plan. We're going to put you back onto radio. And the tea has been delivered. Give me 1 second, chat. Stand by. All right, chat. Coffee has been delivered. Miss V1 came in clutch. We are good to go now. My aircraft is on contrail, I believe. Once you enable virtual ND, you can use the ND and screens to scroll stuff. I already have that on. JJ. I've got that on. Oh, I forgot. You mean for like this? For this? My ND has it. But my PFD, yeah, my PFD. There we go. Yep. Thanks, AJ. Or JJ. AJ. All right, cool. We're going to go back to map mode. We're zoomed in. Watch, I'll use my ND. We're zoomed in. As far as map settings, we'll put weather on there right now. Weather, terrain. We'll throw weather on there, I guess, if there's any weather situation happening. Speeds are set. Pitch trim for takeoff. Do you guys remember what it was? Pitch trim 0.6. 0.6 up. 0.6 up is set. All right. Now we are basically ready to go. So let's get the fasten seatbelt, stereo lights coming on. Oop, where's my beacon light? Beacon light's coming on. Electric pump. Which one did we turn on, A-Rod? Didn't we turn on system 3B on? One of these we turned on. I used to anyway. It was part of our SOP. I can't remember which one you turn on. All right, I guess we will call, do we call them for push? Let's go to ground. We'll go ahead and start pulling things. Stairs are closed up. Let's go ahead and disconnect. So that's a veil. That means it's not in use, so they're good to pull ground power. We'll go ahead and close the door. We'll pull the cones. Doors are closing up. 3A and 2. Hydraulic pump 3A is on and 2 on. That's I think how we used to run it. All right. Yeah, hide pump not auto. I remember that being on there. All right, so we are ready to go. Let's get the radio back up.
Bye-bye. And just verify that clearance is valid from circuit. That circuit includes the airline C5 level approach.
We have LNAV armed.
Bravo.
And we'll get that after engine start, the TO. Okay.
Southwest 2866 at Freedom, cleared ILS, Zulu, runway 26 level.
Guess we'll just push back.
Freedom, clear ILS, left approach,
652 is departure.
Southwest 391, radar contact to altitude.
Passing 5,000, climbing radar to Southwest 391.
And Southwest 391, roger.
All right, Moxie 357, we are on TARA. Let's go.
Right at Alpha 6, Charlie.
Let's go Alt P.
right off the 6, and then close to the ramp.
We're connecting.
Southwest 391, climb maintain potable 280.
Started a new job today as aircraft structural mechanic.
391.
Hopefully it will look good on my resume. Nice, dude. Yeah, the flight deck is loud, man. I'll turn the sound down a little bit. All right, cockpit to ground. Brakes released, clear to push. It's going to push us the wrong direction, I think, here, but we'll make a 180 on the taxiway. How long ago was I flying the E-Jets? Like 15 years ago, man. Been a long time.
Okay, departure via the said Long Beach, climb maintain.
Yeah, those it looks pretty dark out there, doesn't it?
340, 5X departure frequency is yours, 1466. Destination.
Cockpit around, push complete, set brakes. Brakes set, clear disconnect. Show me a pin out front. We're going to go ahead and start engine 2. All right, start, stop to run to start. Here we go. Ignition B. Starting 2. I love that wing model, man. Wing model looks great.
Attention as the cabin crew demonstrates the safety features of this aircraft. Please do not use headphones during the demonstration. This aircraft is equipped with 4 main emergency exits, each of them marked with a red exit sign. 2 at the front of the cabin, 2 at the rear of the cabin. There are also 2 emergency exits to the wings of the plane in the middle of the plane. Please take a few moments now to locate the nearest exit. In some cases, the nearest exit may be behind you. If you need to evacuate the plane, floor-level lighting will guide you towards the exit. To unfasten the seat belt, insert the metal part into the buckle. It can be adjusted using the end of the belt. To open the belt, lift the outside of the buckle. In the event of a sudden drop in cabin pressure, the individual oxygen masks will automatically fall out.
All right. Good start on number 2. And in second now, this should go back to start, or should go back to run, right? Does it not spring load back? There we go. Should spring load. There we go. I think I mouse wheeled it. We'll spring load it. Here we go.
Then pass the straps around the waist and adjust them at the front. To inflate the vest, pull the red string firmly only when exiting.
I'm going to use the whole runway. Yeah, we probably will. We're doing flaps 3 though.
Safety cards, fasten your seat belts, fold the armrests, and open the windows. For your safety and comfort, we recommend that you keep your seat belts.
Did you steer this with the bicycle handlebars? Yep, that's what it is, man.
Electronic devices must be set to airplane mode until an announcement is made after
I'm going to put tower on column 1.
remind you that smoking is strictly prohibited on board, and there are smoke detectors in the toilets. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask one of our crew members. We wish everyone a pleasant
Mix,
flight.
ton of rust, dude, ton of rust. If I flew it, you know, like did 3 or 4 flights in it, maybe not even. If I did 3 flights, I bet you I'd be right back at it. When we first started flying these on 2020, I remember we did like I recreated my very first flight ever, and then we did a handful of flights in these birds, and I got pretty proficient. It just takes a couple flights to knock the rust off. All right, we got 2 good starts. We're going flaps 3 for takeoff. Flap sounds are pretty good. Watch this. I like those. Electric jet. Flight controls. We'll check those here in a minute from the flight control page. So it's almost like a low FPS flap extension. It's not the sim. You see it's smooth? It's almost like a low FPS flap extension, but the model is fantastic though. Are you typed on the 190? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. All right, now let's do a flight control check. So looking over here, we're filling the green boxes. We got to fill all those green boxes. That's interesting. Can't quite get the left one, but that looks good to me. All right, so there, we'll go back to map. We'll zoom the FO side in. Auto APU's coming off. After start checklist. And we are ready to go. Flaps 3 on the speeds. All right, let's give them a call.
Alright, type for Tug.
We got TO. It's supposed to be TO roll TO, I think.
4104 Foxtrot, copy the aircraft type. What's your equipment type?
Stay by 4104 Fox.
John White Tower, Moxie 357, ready taxi.
Moxie 357, Runway Tower. What runway were you given?
20 right on the fins 3.
Moxie 357, runway 20 right, taxi via Alpha Lima, cross runway 20 left at Lima.
Runway 20 right, Alpha Lima, cross 20 left at Lima, Moxie 357.
John Wayne Tower, career track 69, ready to taxi out to 20 right.
Career track 69, John Wayne Tower, runway 20 right.
Why are we going
taxi
backwards?
via Lima Alpha, hold short, Lima.
Taxi via Lima Alpha, hold short, Lima, career track 69.
That's weird. I think the tug was still like semi-connected. That's just the default tug bug right there. I think that's why the tug disconnected.
81 going to gate 18.
No, the tug just pushed off.
Taxi via Alpha Juliet, cross runway 20 left at
Still better than GSX.
Short runway 20 right.
Taxi 20 right, Alpha Juliet, crossing 20 left, holding short of 20 right.
I don't want to arm the auto throttle just yet. There we go. There's our roll TO.
2081 going to gate 18.
Yeah, you don't want to arm the auto throttle. We never armed it until we were taking the runway.
Hold short hotel for now.
Alpha hold short of hotel, that's 20.
Because you could inadvertently go up into Toga.
Tower 4104.
We've got a career track emoji. That's the ATP.
Equipment type
Oh, look
is
at that America West
Alpha.
right there. A 7.5.
4104
That's awesome.
Go to 2013. Squawk mode altitude.
All right, we're gonna spin our heading bug around. Well, I guess we'll heading sync it. We are clear to cross 20 left.
13 squawk.
Clear left, clear to cross. Clear right, clear to cross.
6774, that's 2050.
V1.
Now on departure,
Here, John Wayne Tower, Southwest 1464.
we got to make sure we don't. The LNAV bar does a little funky thing, so
Taxi
we just
Alpha Juliet.
keep an eye on that.
Cross runway 20
All right, hold
left.
short,
at
20
Juliet,
right.
hold short runway 20 right.
Alpha Juliet, cross.
Bank angle. Bank angle.
Hey Cap, are you going to adhere to the strict
So the
noise
2081
abatement
is
taking
going
off
to
out of
terminal,
John Wayne and
the,
warn your packs on the rocket chute takeoff like they do in real life? Lol
Kelly
FAA is
Simmer.
watching.
357,
Hold on.
runway 20 right, clear for takeoff.
20 right, clear for takeoff, Moxie 337. Callie Simmer, thank you so much for the bank angle check. Yeah, noise abatement procedure, probably not, because I don't remember how to do it. I don't remember how to do it in the climb 1, takeoff data set. I don't remember how to adjust the thrust reduction altitude in the Embraer. So no, we're not going to do it on this one. I had 40 minutes to prepare for this flight. We're still going to do a we're doing a max takeoff TO1 static flaps 3, so we'll do our best.
Code 4104, start ready for the party.
$2,500 thrust 54. That's in perf. Is it in perf? Perf. Takeoff. Takeoff data set. I don't remember where it is. Screw it. We're going. Ready? Let's arm the auto throttle. Yoga's in chat. Spool them up. You see TO captured. That's the auto throttle. TO Addix 1. Here we go. Yoga's in chat. We're rolling.
4104, Foxtrot, runway 20 right, line up and wait, caution feature.
To your right, line up and wait, caution wait,
Throttle hold.
Delta 2013 heavy, runway cross, runway 20 right, at
We want rotate.
Crossing 20 left at you guys.
I love that sound. Hera. Track. Fly with.
Moxie 357, contact LA Center 26.5 yep.
2652. Good day. Moxie 3%.
7.65 GPS 891 heavy.
Southwest 3154, Alpha Creek Center's offline radar system and in change group.
All right. Speed on elevator. LNAV. Flight level change. Flap 2 coming up.
3154.
Alright, date Alpha Creek's offline radar system and in change group.
I'm sorry.
Flaps 1.
3154.
Alright, aircraft call that just called and was unresponded to being called by it for being transmission.
That will be for me, Pablo 3154.
Heading sync.
Easy
Call
41,
flight
36,
director.
Center
There's an
Below,
XF
5,
speed.
390.
Flaps 0. Flight departure, Moxie 337, 3000, climb 17 on the Fenix.
I think it's locked.
Keeper 21 Bravo, contact LA Tower 120.95.
Trim it out. 250 speed bug. We're in FMS speeds. They're working great.
Hello.
All right, so we're LNAV flight level change. Remember, we got 5,000 restriction at Strel, which we're fine. We're at 4. We're passing that.
2866, yep, sorry about that. Speed your discretion now. Runway
I'm hoping it gives us a climb and maintain, or else we got to be ready to level at 8,000.
I'll try my best here.
Keep flying the SID.
654, turn left,
Okay,
heading
so
to 290, intercept the runway 26 left localizer.
Oh, that looks amazing.
26 left localizer, 56.
Departure Moxie 357, 5,500, climbing to Fins 3.
Moxie 357, LA Center, climb maintain, final 390.
Climb maintain, flight level 390, Moxie 357. All right, that makes our life easy. 390 is set. We're flight level change, speed on elevator. We just fly the LNAV and we are relieved of the restrictions. Oh my goodness, look at that. Man, there is some clouds. We got some, what'd you call it, Cal? June gloom? Look, hit chat. Yeah, if you want an Embraer tutorial, hit the like button.
Delta 3951, you on frequency?
Because we can do it. This airplane's making me motivated to get back in the Embraer. This is real life, Diabetic Lad. Look at that. That is real life, my friend. That is real life. And this airplane hand flies so good. I mean, so good.
So 738 Los Angeles Center level.
Look at that beautiful wing. I think the
LA
wing
Center,
flex is a little
7 Charlie
warped.
Golf, we need to descend now, please.
Maybe the right wing is a little warped on wing
Number
flex.
7 Charlie Golf,
Oh,
descent
there's
85,
10,000
route
feet.
Burbank altimeter 2994.
Trim it down a little bit. Let's get our lights.
LA Center 76 Tango holding short 172.
We'll also get the sterile.
Here's 76 Tango, runway 17 right, clear for takeoff, wind 140,
270 knots now.
17 right, clear for takeoff, 76 Tango.
Yeah, it almost looks like we have some negative wing flex there. I don't know what's going on with the right wing.
10 miles, you have it.
That seems to be an issue for a lot of devs in 2024.
Field is not in sight.
Oh, look, we got some weather radar out. Look at that's the weather radar picking up some weather, too.
1925, Roger. It looks like you're pretty low, but hopefully it'll work out. Wind 140, 12,
Looks like you're pretty low.
26 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, 26 left, thank you.
This June gloom has concerning
LA
vertical
Center Delta
development.
1554.
I love it, though.
314320 with you.
Delta 5054, Los Angeles Center, radar contact. Captain. Delta 53 at circuit cleared ILS, runway 24 bridge.
We get ready to turn the autopilot on here so we can focus more on the outside views.
Delta 3951 with you, flight number 20.
Delta 3951, Los Angeles Center, radar contact, descent Hollywood 1, arrival Ontario, altimeter is 2992.
Southwest 2866, had to go around too fast and too low.
Uh-oh, someone's going around.
Southwest 2866, roger, go around, climb, maintain 7000, turn left heading 080.
That's 7000, 080, Southwest 2866.
Center today, code 4104 Foxtrot, out of downwind 3000, heading 240.
Do it once. That's
Get it synced up here out of the turn. Now, this airplane would actually be really good to fly with my Throttletek. I forgot that it's got the notches, and I'm pretty sure I had a Throttletek profile for this in 2020. I'm going to have to recreate it. All right, there's 18,000 feet. Set standards. STDs are set. Let's engage. Autopilot's engaged. Now, I'm going to turn the sim down here. You'll notice there's no lights here on the FMGCP flight mode guidance panel. That is how the real airplane is. So you can enable these, but they're not. That's not how we ran them. I don't know if there's like certain airplanes out there that had software where this did light up, but no lights here is how it's supposed to be. It's forcing you to focus on your FMA, your flight mode enunciator right here. This is your life. You will live and die by the FMA in this airplane. Anytime you think you have a problem in this aircraft, you need to bring your eyes right here to the flight mode enunciator.
Runway 26 left. 1925, runway 26 left, turn land.
Goodness, look at those clouds.
American 2654, speed your discretion.
Dude, I know, I'm getting ready to just disconnect, man. Freaking SoCal ATC is insane. Insanity right now, Biggs. Can't even think.
Charlie Romeo to maintain 3000.
YouTube's lag on your side, Benny?
119 Charlie Romeo, let's do this turn left heading 270.
I think it's just on your side. I feel like I feel like it's a little heavy on, it's definitely heavier on perf, the 190. But I mean, these clouds are freaking, look at that. I'm flying from your home airport, SNA Aviation? Who would have thought? 23.8, we're climbing up to 390. Also would normally give an attended call like that, let them know we were out of 10,000 feet, but the steril's off, dome light's off. Nothing to do on the overhead because it's an electric jet. It's all automatic from here, chat. Sit back, relax, enjoy the flight, and that's that. Yeah, thrust set, I'm aware of the noise reduction. I just don't remember how to set it up in this airplane. It's perf, I think A-Rod said perf data set or something. Perf departure limit, you have to put the acceleration and cleanup stuff in the box. Departure limit, not takeoff. Ah, yeah, you're speaking Airbus. Can I access it after? Yeah, departure limit. Ah, right here. See, this is where I should have put it. I should have set this at takeoff, but it's all right. I mean, virtual noise sensors bite me. But yeah, it looks like there is a wing flex. This doesn't seem to be flexing, right? Where this one does.
15,000, 76 Tango.
And sounds are okay. I feel like they were better in 2020. I feel like the sounds were better in 2020. But they're not bad. There's some really good sounds. Like the cockpit sounds are good. I might end up having a disconnect here because I wonder.
76 Tango, I don't know what's going on. I can't get a hold of your track. Do me a favor, try to disconnect and reconnect.
I don't know what's going on with how much traffic
Will be
we got
76 Tango, 18,000 for 340.
76 Tango, my maintain tunnel
340.
Is it fully compatible? No, not yet, Benny. Not yet. I can tell you though that it's compatible enough. I mean, I didn't do anything special. I literally just installed it and got it running. A couple things that weren't compatible was loading of the flight plan from SimBrief. You have to manually import your flight plan. I think that's it, right? Is that the only thing that is 2024 bug? Oh, departure and arrival. Sometimes I feel like I have to put the departure, I have to put the arrival airport in first, and then I can put the departure. I don't know. That seems like a small little FMS bug, but I'm not too concerned with FMS bugs right now because the entire FMS is being reworked. So, in my opinion, I feel like that's a good time. Let's get in and learn the airplane, get familiar with flying it again. That way, when the FMS has its custom LNAV and custom VNAV, then it'll be even better. Acceleration height is still 1,000. No need to change anything. Just hand fly V2 up to 3,000 before accelerating and cleaning up. That's all. Yeah, but this, if I don't change it in the box, it will automatically go to flight level change on me. And we actually need to go to flights. We actually go to flight level change 1060, and then what is it? No, it's 860 and 3060. Something like that. I think it was 2,500 speed up, clean up, but don't exceed 210 until 54, if I recall. Yeah, it's different per airplane. It's like A-Rot's on it. He flew the E-190 out of John Wayne. I never flew the 190 out of John Wayne, but I do remember doing takeoff stuff. It's just been forever. We also turn off auto throttle and set 78. Oh, really? Interesting. See that, A-Rot, that's pretty cool. I would want to know that. I want to go over that procedure and then do it again properly. I think that'd be pretty cool. Is that for noise then? So you bring back the thrust 78?
I left 24 right for self-start on the way.
210, 2,500, and then 5,400. I got you. If Goofy says, until the new FMS comes out, it doesn't like changing waypoints or doing directs inside the star. Yes, I remember that was same thing in 2020. So if you're on an arrival and you get a direct to, I think it messes up the next waypoint, right? Or it deletes the waypoint. Was that the thing? Was that what happens?
Number 9 Charlie Romeo.
But I remember flying this airplane on VATSIM right through the middle of through the network. Not through the network, through an event like on the East Coast. We did everything just fine. You just manually calculate your descent like you would in a 727. But I mean, the way it hand flies is so great. I love the way it hand flies.
1087, flight level 310, 11 miles northwest of Fletcher intersection.
Maybe when we get climbed out here away from LA, maybe we get a little bit of perf. It did seem a little heavy down there. It's heavier on perf. It's one of the heavier airplanes I have. That is on the performance. I own this on 2020. How do I get it to work in 24? Jack, I installed it via Contrail. I just I went to my Contrail, installed it via Contrail into my 2024 community folder. It stops tracking the waypoints once you do a DTO. Okay. Good to know, Lufu. Thank you, man. We'll keep an eye on it, make sure we don't screw anything up.
Unable to see a front flight following Squawk B bar for change route. Frontier 1925, cross 26 right to Charlie to the ramp. Sorry to the red. Cross 26 right.
Infrared heat signature, what's going on, man? Over there on the mobile cam or over on the vertical cam? Trying to reset things here. All right, let's zoom this out. So I think we're about to exit the airspace, right? Goodness. Yeah, here's our departure routes. That's pretty cool. All right. Click to view controller, LA Center. I've never seen all this stuff on Volanta before. All right. We're out. We're sailing now, chat. Here's my hot take of the day as a newly rated 320 pilot. Airbus is overrated. Why? Too easy? Well, actually, it's got to be. It's more work than the 190, dude. It's more work than the 170. How does this bird fare out of 10 compared to what you remember from the real thing? Mix. I can't tell you from the real. It's been so long, dude. That'd be a question for A-Rot. Because I haven't flown it so long. Every time I see the cockpit of these jets, it's just overwhelming. All the switches and buttons everywhere. Nathaniel, this is one of the better cockpits out there, man. As long as you have no white lights, everything is A-OK. Everything is A-OK. 34 up to 390, everything looks good. I like this wing view though right now. Let's keep vibing with this. I think, Migs, if you come back and ask me that, once we get the custom FMS, I think we'll be good to go. A-Rot says it's just missing VNAV and an in-depth McDo. Other than that, the systems are very similar to the real thing. And that's coming from A-Rot, who was just on these birds most recently. So I felt that way from when I started flying in 2020. I'm like, okay, yeah, the box is not there. You know, it's still not there yet, but the sounds are good. I feel like maybe I want to fly the 170. We might have to try the 170, see what the sounds are like on that one. But other than, the engine sounds need a little bit of work. Everything else sounds great. Switches sound great. The flaps sound great. EPU sounds great. And the fans sound great in the cockpit. Like when you power up and you get the, that's all good. So, oh, Jesus. Can we just get off of this, please? I think he said it, LA Center's closing, so we'll go to 22.8. Iglufu, Boris was working on a mod in 2020 for the 170, correct, yes. When I went through their code, I was impressed at how much system stuff were actually coded. It's just you never see that unless you're looking at the synoptic pages and playing around with it. Very true. And I remember, Migs, the first time that I kind of was playing around with it is when I had my 170 manuals up, and I was messing with the flight control and how, like, you do the power up P-bit, you can watch it go through its test. That's all coded. It's got proper coding here on the synoptic pages when you turn stuff on. Like, let's see, there's pressure, that's high. Let's go back up here, hydraulic. We go system 1 on. And you can see high pump, not auto. We got the proper pressurization shown there on the synoptic page, so that's all working. All this stuff works and functions like it should. Gamer says, do what I heard one guy do on guard one day. I'm a Delta captain. You will cease playing around on guard. This instance was reported to the FAA. Yeah, I've heard that too. All right, let's go back to map mode. We'll just turn weather radar off. We don't need any of that. 36.9 for 390. We're cruising out at 7.3 Mach. We're looking good. I maintain 190s. The sounds are spot on. All right, well, shoot, then maybe there's better than I thought. If you turn off 3A, 3B should take over. Let's take a look. Let's do a little systems test. So let's come over here. We'll go hydraulics. And so A-Rot says if you turn off 3A, 3B should take over if it's in auto mode in flight. So system 3A off. And look, system 3B has picked up the load because it's in auto. So even that's working. Like little miniature things. Now, what the good and the bad of the E-Jet is it is so automated that on a normal given flight, when you don't mess with any of the systems, you don't see any of that. You turn the battery switches on, arm the emergency exit lights, start the APU, load up the box, push back, start engine, start, stop, shut the APU off, and you're pretty much, that's it. And if you think it's not, if you think it's automated now, just wait until VNAV is implemented. You could literally set the bottom altitude when you get to top of climb, and it will literally fly your whole path, start down when it needs to start down. If you set the platform altitude, it'll start down. It'll start slowing down, asking you to configure for your F speed if you're in FMS speeds. I mean, you can program it to do the entire flight automated, essentially. So, 1,000 feet to level off. We'll monitor that. 737 Simpod, it is, no, it does not have VNAV yet. This is still the public version, current state, which is good because I feel like we're going to be seeing some updates soon for the box, and I think it's time to get in this airplane, try to familiarize ourselves, and then when the FMS is fully customized, then we'll be good to go. We'll be caught up to speed. Go ahead and press our heading, push the sync there, heading sync, 38 for 39. Yeah, the vertical direct to, I miss doing the vertical direct to. You can't do that in an Airbus. So programming a vertical direct to is good. It's gonna be cool, but it's gonna be extremely boring. That's just how it is for 170, 190 flying. Michael, yeah, I signed up for the testing thing, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna get it or not. We'll see. But yeah, I did sign up. I'd definitely be interested. Can I get rid of the EFB? What? You can move the EFB arm so you can have your... Oh, that's actually pretty cool, man. That's really cool. You can extend this out. I've never seen an EFB mount like that. That's better than the ones we got right now in the Airbus. All right, we're leveling 39,000 feet. 7.2 Mach is rookie numbers. We're going to go to manual speed. And you see, we changed it to blue. Let's go ahead and increase that a little bit. 7.8 Mach. Seatbelt sign is coming off. There we go. I never knew how to hide the FB. There you go. V1, I'm starting PPL training soon. I'm needing a headset. Ooh. Nachos, the only one that it's expensive, but the method is you buy once, cry once. Get the Bose A20s if you're in a prop. Just do it. It's $1,000. You're gonna cry, but you're only gonna cry one time. If it breaks, they got good support. I know guys do the Clarity Aloft, they do the Dave Clarks, they do this, they do that, they TSO these and that. Don't do any of that nonsense. If my opinion, go for the Bose A20s, man. Now, I had the original Bose. What was it before the A20s? Those were great. Then the A20s came out. I got those later on in my career when those were sweet, too. They were lighter, were everything that the other ones were, but A20s were the best. And then after that, when I got on the Airbus, up until I didn't use any headset on the Airbus up until 3 years ago, I got convinced to get the Bose Pro Flights. And the Pro Flight for airline guys is chef's kiss. Hey, Rod, do you have the Pro Flights? You got to get the Pro Flights, dude. They come with 3 little earplugs, and it will allow you to size the little earpiece. It's great. Sean, good to see you over there, man. Sorry it took a minute. I forgot I had the other chat box up on the vertical cam. Flying a 7.9-ton Neo, so that's good. Very cool. Got a long day ahead. Lots of monsoons. Jeez. Early morning from India. Checking in on my way for a layover. Wishing you a very good evening. Sean, well, thank you, man. So sorry I missed your chats over there. I have separate 2 chat boxes I got to keep an eye on. But enjoy the layover. Hope you get some good rest, man. No one uses headsets under 10K here, so I don't even want to get the Pro Flights. Well, so no one uses headsets out of 18 where I'm at. And I used A-Rod. I used the Telex. Dude, I'm telling you, man, just do it. Do it. You'll be, because you're going to be doing long haul stuff, and you're going to want to, maybe listen to some stuff, maybe have some company material that you want to check out. So you're going to need the Bluetooth connection. A30 is a new version? Oh, there's an A30? What's the A30? What was before the A20s? I had the original like Bose noise canceling ones. They were big, clunky, but they were great. Flew freight in those. Those were awesome. Then the A20s came out, and now I guess there's A30s. I don't know what the A30s look like. You have the A20s now. ProFlight isn't worth it. It is. I promise you, A-Rot, from someone who has the A20s and the ProFlight, I promise you it's worth it. You could probably sell your A20s, dude. Just sell your A20s and get the ProFlight. Yeah, the Aviation X. Aviation X, there you go. But the ProFlight headset is the best decision I ever made. Can you still hear the engines with them on? As long as you don't turn them all the way up, Tender Aviation. So my little method that I have for noise canceling, it depends on which airplane I'm in. So if I'm in a well, I feel like we got a vertical. What kind of line we got going? We got issues. We have the wrong fix here. After winning, we have the wrong MLF, chat. Stand by. What we got going on here? Delete MLF. 746 miles. I'm gonna delete you. There we go. Okay, that looks better. Okay, you never want to see, you know, when your ND starts drawing things like Star of David stuff, gotta make sure you double check. Alright. Nav data bug, MLF, okay cool, nav data bug is fixed, thanks man. But yeah, so a 319, medium to high settings, 320, medium to low settings. If it's a Neo, mostly low. If it's a 321, I put it on low after takeoff and I'm in cruise if I'm going to keep them on. On the ground, I have it in pass-through mode because on a 321, if you turn on noise canceling, you can't hear anything. And I feel like I lose the situational awareness on the ground. Same with the 320 Neos. They're also very quiet. If I'll use low on the ground, or I'll maybe even pass-through mode on the ground on the 320 Neo, whereas the 320 Classic, I'll just have it on low. Because I want to be able to hear my engines a little bit, at least for taxiing and just ground ops. I feel like it's a better situational awareness if I'm not completely tone deaf to everything around me. But yeah, out of 10,000 feet, it's part of my 10,000 foot flow. I put my noise canceling up to whatever it is, either low or medium. I never use high. I never go to the high setting. What's your opinion on the clouds in X-Plane 12 or 24? 24 takes the cake all day and every day, man. Now, Eric, I say that, but the X-Plane 12 clouds have really, really improved. Really, really improved. I like them. We've done quite a few streams in X-Plane 12 as of late, and we might actually go back and do some X-Plane 12 flying here in a little bit. But it's still not there. But it's good. It's good. The reduced clamping force of the A30 or the A20 makes it a win for you. Nice. Are the plugs on the A30s changeable after props to something like the Airbus plugs? Nachos, I believe they sell the adapters. So you'll have to just double check, because I also don't know how much they are. I'm sure they're expensive. And it also depends. Like, even Airbuses have different plugs depending on however it's been modified. Luckily on my fleet, everything fits the two prong, like you get one big prong, one little prong. It fits on all of them, but it just depends on what type of Airbuses you have. Some are still powered, you can get power from the plug depending on the airframe. There's so many different options. Do you leave it off below 180? I turn it off below 10,000 tender. So on the descent coming through 10,000, 250 knots, I turn it off. Now on go home leg, when you're doing 330 knots at 10,000 feet, it's nice to be able to turn it on because that sucker gets loud. You can change the entire boom out and get different plug type. I did that on the A20. Took off the boom, plug and play, boom XLR, and have 2 plug adapter. There you go, nice. Breeze put in white colored seats. All right, who wants to see a cabin tour? Let's take a look. We shall leave the flight deck. Looks like our cockpit door is open already. Okay, cool. Does this have the performance thing where if you close this, the cabin isn't modeled? Oh no, I was wondering, what airplane was that? How's the jump seat? Does the jump seat work? Oh yeah, there's the big fold down jump seat. Hold on, we gotta see this. So E-190 jump seat. Pretty comfortable. Definitely more comfortable than a 737, but as you could tell, not a whole lot of room here at all. What is this? Dear fellow pilot, thank you for supporting us in early access. It is made with heart, sweat, and a lot of coffee. It may not be complete yet, but we're constantly working on it. Don't tell AJ. Notice he's been absent this stream. Please carefully follow a procedure guide for a smooth experience. What's the procedure guide? Oh, I never noticed that. Cool. Cabin rendering in EFB. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Because I do feel like there's a little bit of a perfit still. How do I still see? There we go. Andy B. Flight says, only problem with 2024 clouds is that a Zobo added LOD to them that wasn't there in 2020, and now they look like they're really bad quality blobs in the distance. Yes, so I feel like it's better in the latest Sim Update 2, but I do know what you mean. There's a certain scattered cloud layer that doesn't look super good in 2024. I know what you're talking about. PMUG 777 or 73? Man, I'm more of a 7.3 guy myself, I'll be honest with you. But they're both great airplanes. All right, into the cabin. Look, custom white E-190 Breeze seats. I've never been on a Moxie. Never been on a Moxie E-190. Is this what it looks like, chat? You got the white. Are these leather? White pleather. We got some first class here. 2x1 config. Oh, I guess that's as far as I could go. Collision model. Collision model issues. Alright, well, that's about as far as I can go. That's not a jump seat, that's a PTSD device. To remind you of your time in a Cessna 150. Yeah. Sit back and remember your time in the 150. Oh, see, I mean, you can't tell me those clouds don't look, that doesn't look real to you. As someone who always wanted to get into commercial aviation, what do you recommend the best way to do that? Well, Nathaniel Wilbanks, you're going to want to go to get a discovery flight first. Make sure it's something you want to do. Go do a discovery flight at a local flight school or an airport close to you. It's like a, 45-minute, all-included, flight, post-flight, a little bit of ground session. Go do a discovery flight. If you're still hooked, go get yourself a medical. And if your goal is commercial aviation, it would be my recommendation that the sooner you get it done, the better. So going to one of those puppy mill, pilot mill flight schools will be the way to go. ATP, American Flyers, U.S. Aviation Academy. If you can handle drinking from a fire hose, that would be my recommendation just because of the timing. Now, if that's not your cup of tea, then don't sweat it. If you just want to get into aviation, maybe fly some corporate stuff here and there, you're not on a time crunch, maybe you got a good paying job right now, go the Part 61 route. Just go to a local flight school, see if you can get an instructor on board, someone that you like, that you get along with, and go from there. But anything, if you want like Part 135 charter, you want to get into the airline stuff, the only thing that matters is your seniority number. And the only way to get a seniority number is to get there. So speed does matter. The airlines do not care where you get your training. They do not care what type of flight training program you went through, whether if it's like, what is it, part, what were they? I don't even remember what they were. There's 91, 61, 130 something. There's like another 131, whatever the schools are, like Riddle. I can't remember what they are. You'll never be asked. 61 and 141. That's what it is. Thank you, T-Mac. Part 61, Part 141. Don't let, I mean, some guys will tell you, oh, you know, the airlines, they want to see you at a 141 flight school. That's not true. They don't care. Nobody cares. What they care about is your record. They care about, did you pass, fail, check rides? What else makes you stand out over the guy next to you, over the other 500 applications next to you? Yep, plain picture says right. Get in as quick as possible. That'd be my plan. All right. Let's look at some EFB options here real quick. So we have to keep an eye on Provo. We're 238 miles. We're actually not far from our destination. I wanted to go through the settings though. Auto brightness. Let's go to aircraft. See, disable glare shield LEDs. There we go. I just want to turn the cabin light off. Make do keyboard entry. Sure. Reset cabin games. Okay, now this makes a big difference, right? Display refresh rate. I feel like if you turn these down, I don't care about McDo 2. Save some frames. EFB, I don't care about the frames on the EFB. You think they're going to be laggy now? Well, see, I don't care about this side. That's why I'm turning these all the way down low, because I don't care about the I'm caring about the first officer side. You can see how many FPS it's taking. Like do 1, ICAS, that all looks good. We'll see how that looks. We'll see if we can visually make a difference. Operator, disable auto brake, no. Use metric, no. Passenger announcements, sure. We're dual class, that's checked. Enable auto, I don't know. Hide cabin, oh. Wheel covers. Disable 25, disable 1000, cabin music. Well, I don't want a HUD. I'm going to turn the HUD off. Oh, calibration is awesome. We'll go over that later on the setup stream. If we, depends. Did we have any likes on the stream? What do we have? Let me go over here and look. Because I don't know if you guys want to see E-190, E-170 stuff. 180 likes, that's kind of light. We had more likes than the SOP. It seems laggy in changing up views. Other than that, though, that looks amazing. We got a lot of clouds out here right now, too. Provo, Utah. We gotta look at the charts here in a minute. Let me enjoy some tea. We'll get on with it. Yeah, Nathaniel, I hope it helps, man. If you got more questions, dude, if you join the Discord, we got a lot of guys in there that are much more current in the instructor scene and all that. They can probably give you point you in a better direction. So definitely stop by the Discord if you're interested. And I know we've got everybody in the Discord, from instructors, airline pilots, military pilots, flight students, all the stuff, glider pilots, you name it. We got them in a Discord. What's your opinion on the Windwing Ursa Minor? Oh, Musea Boy? Trying to get closer to the feeling of an actual Airbus. I love the Ursa Minor. I think that is one of the best entry-level sticks you can get. Matter of fact, that is my #1 recommendation, is the Ursa Minor. So, yeah, it's a great side stick, especially for the price. You can't beat it. You can't beat it for the price, man. So, it's a good stick for sure. Did you ever see the plane spotters out we were flying? Yeah, I do, T-Mac. Matter of fact, I just got turned, I don't know how, but I just started following DFW Live. There's like a DFW Live spotter, and I've seen my departures on there a couple times now. I saw a plane spotter at Ponce. I flew into Ponce one time. There was a bunch of people all lined up. I also saw some plane spotters off the taxiway in, where were we in Colombia? Medellin? Was it Medellin? I think we're in Medellin. Medellin? There was a ton of, I don't know what was going on, if they had a party or what, but we were going down the taxiway, And there was probably 50 people, maybe not 50, maybe 20, 30 people lined up, photos and doing video stuff. So that was cool. I actually cracked the window open and waved. I don't see too many in the U.S. though, you know? And in the U.S., a lot of them are far away. They set up far away and they have super powerful cameras. That's going to be a brilliant plane after the VNAV and staff update. Oh, I agree, Michael. I think when this thing gets its full update, it's going to be one of my favorites. Not only because I've flown it and I'm kind of partial to it. Look at this wing. So here's my hot take for the evening. E-190 wing is greater than 737 wing. It's a little bit shorter, but you still have all the flap fairing tracks. You got the little winglet out there. It's like just got this chonky look feeling to it. I love it. I think it looks better than a 737 wing because of its length. I really, really enjoy the 190 wing. Yeah, we're getting some turbulence up here too. Yuri, welcome to Private Pilot, man. Glad to have you back on board. Do airlines care a lot about high school went GPA? I've been never asked. Never asked, Ashton Sweet. Never been asked about a GPA, man. E2 greater than E1. Agreed, Lucas. I love the look. That Embraer E190 E2 looks so sweet. It's a 757 Neo that never was. A mini version. Live streams from Founders Plaza, and I've watched days I've flown in and slammed it into the ground. Yeah. Yep, plane pictures. Yep, that's the guy out there at Founders Plaza. So when I was flying freight at a DFW, my wife, she would come and pick me up at Founders Plaza. And the freight ramp, if you taxi over there, I don't know if it's this way. I haven't been there in a very, very long time. But used to taxi around the UPS ramp. And she would be parked out there and waiting for us to come in at the Founders Plaza. How can I join Discord? Discord. North Star, how's it going, man? Welcome on board over there in Vertical Camp. Do you think someone that is already a trained engineer has better chances of becoming a commercial pilot? I wouldn't say better or worse. I mean, well, definitely better than someone who doesn't know how to do anything mechanically, I guess. I'll tell you this, being a trained engineer is not going to hurt your odds of becoming a commercial pilot, that's for sure. All right, we don't need SNA anymore. Let's look up PVU. We're going to have to turn the seatbelt sign back on. Matter of fact, we're going to step down. Let's see if we can find some smoother air. Let's descend down to 33. So let's go flight path angle. We'll go back to FMS speeds here. We'll slow down too. FPA 2 degrees down. I think I'm going to put, I think you're right, PFD 1. Let's run those up. There we go. Provo, Utah, Tater. Tater 1 from Jammin'. We're going there. We got to cross Tater at 11,000. So once we level at 33, we'll do some VNAV planning for Tater at 11. And then we're going to branch off. Let's bring up the second chart of Provo. Let's do it like this. Let's get different tabs open. PVU. We'll do approach ILS 13 into Provo. So Tater, Jucom, Dicot. So actually, yeah, let's go Jammin' Tater. And we don't transition to the right. So from here, from Tater, we continue in. So Tater at 11, that's the mark we need to hit. We'll verify the auto tuning. Does it work in this or not? Let's see, 110.3. Let's come down here to perf, nav, arrival. Let's go landing. Landing initialize. A runway heading, let's just call it 130. Temperature out there, it's probably 25, close enough. We're going to do full flaps, no ice, 23, 28, 43. Those all check out. Nav 1, 117.3. And I'll hard tune it 110.3, 134. I'll have it in the standby ready to go just in case it doesn't auto-tune nav once. We've got 110.3 in standby ready to go. And then we'll set up our final approach course. Oh man, I gotta remember how to switch these needles. So there is nav 1, and we need to be 134 on the approach course. Can I move that via the Bravo? I cannot. So we'll use this. We'll spin it around like so. Actually, can you push direct too? There we go. Spin this to 134. Is this on VATSIM? It is, North Star. Welcome in, man. 134 course line. We'll go back to our FMS needles. Green needles we're tracking, looking good. Looks like it's smoothed out a little bit here. Yeah, smoothed out a little bit. V1, I got the FSprojects side stick and the Cat 3 tiller. Amazing products. Fabio, fantastic, man. Glad to hear that you're enjoying those, man. That's awesome. JJ, have you tried the 170 or 175 yet? N2, 26 months support, man. Appreciate that. First time catching a live stream in ages due to work being crazy these days. You talk a lot more slowly live than on replay at 1.8x speed. Nice, N2. I can talk a lot faster if you want me to talk faster, N2. Thanks for the support. 26 months, man. Glad to have you on board. Nice with the Embraer 190. I will fly the 195 a lot tomorrow. Very cool. How does that one handle turbulence? It actually is pretty good, man. The 190, 195 are pretty good turbulence. The wings are nice and absorbent, if that makes any sense. 170 wasn't bad either, to be honest with you. 170 is a little bit more jarring than the 190. 190's got a nice little wing on it. It'll flex for you. I gotta say, maybe the sounds do sound good. I think the sounds do sound good. Maybe I just wasn't hearing them correctly. I like the sounds. I like the sounds. They do have a freighter version. I do not have the freighter. I do not have the freighter. Is it smart to get a college degree to lower hours? Is it smart to get a college degree to lower hours to airlines or just grind it out? Not just, it all depends on the environment that you're going to be attempting to get in on during your hiring environment. That's really what it boils down to. Anything that sets you apart is good. It just depends on the landscape of hiring. Any new trips soon? You just reminded me. I attempted to do a swap. I really wanted to swap out of this crummy, I'll say crummy, a decent 3-day, but I didn't want to be gone for 3 days. For a turn, a nice short Louisville turn. Come on, man, who does a Louisville turn? I've never done a Louisville turn. I don't think. But I don't think I got it. Let me see. Why is it still processing? It's still processing. That's bizarre. So the turn I tried to swap to is processing. We'll see. Other than that, I got a 3-day trip on the 14th, but I'm probably going to drop it. Let's be realistic. Or excuse me, on the 7th rather. It's a 3-day on the 7th that I don't like. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Early report time, 8 a.m. Don't get back till 10:40. Not my cup of tea. So I'm going to try to drop that one. We'll do some streaming instead. Tour Day Americas probably. Ain't nobody got time to do a 3-day trip. What is this nonsense? Turns only. Turn gang. All right, we said we got to cross at 11,000. I'm going to dial in 11,000. Let's do a quick little mental math here. For those of you that don't know how to operate without VNAV. Basically, the simplest way to calculate a very basic 3-degree path to your descent altitude is the 3-to-1 rule. And how we do this is we take the altitude. I just hit the trim. Wow, that was cool. I hit the trim on my Bravo and it disengaged the autopilot. All right, so the best way to do 3-degree descent, we want to cross at 11,000, right? And we're at 33,000 feet. So you take 33 minus 11, what's that going to give you? It's going to give you 22. 22 times 3 is 66 miles. We times it by 3 because it's a 3-degree path. 66 miles, that's hard math. I like easy numbers, so let's just round it up. Let's say 70 miles. 70 miles from the Tater intersection. If I do a 3-degree descent, I'm actually going to get down and I'm going to get down on profile, and I won't be fast or high or anything like that. So we're going to see here, Winnin is 23 miles out. From Winnin, Jammin, is this cumulative mileage? 139, 140. If I go progress page, distance to go 161 to Jam. Yeah, so I think we're okay. I think we're okay. I was gonna go direct. We have 2 Taters here. I tell you what, let's clean up our box. Let's go direct to the second Tater. Beautiful. We're going direct Tater now. Now, what's nice about the 3-to-1 rule in the 190, you actually have an FPA, or a flight path angle. So you can set the descent to be 3 degrees, which is what we're calculating. So right now, Tater, we get direct to Tater. We're 168 miles. Remember, we rounded it up. We said I like easy numbers, so 70 miles. 70 miles from Tater. We'll start down, and we'll cross it right at 11,000. You guys can back me up on that. I'll resync my heading bug here in the turn. Let's see, is it smooth enough to keep the seatbelt sign off? I think it is. I think we'll be okay. Just a little bit of light chop out there. See the wings working. Have I ever flown into Burlington, Vermont? I have. Yeah, absolutely. How long into your career can you start doing turns for every flight? Oh man, it just depends, dude. There's so many factors that depends on. It depends on how many turns does your base do. How fast is the seniority list moving? There's so many factors, man. And it's really base dependent. So when I was, think of it this way. When I was based at my last base, I did turns every single trip, and I was awarded turns every month. So there's a difference between being awarded turns from your schedule to, maybe getting half turns and maybe 2 3-day trips, or like a 4-day trip and a couple turns. So you have to drop that trip and then try to pick up turns. But to be awarded all turns, I was getting that at maybe, what was I? I think it was like 40% seniority in base. But then when I switch bases, man, yeah, good luck. It's only because now everybody at the top wants those senior turns, or everybody senior wants the turns, whereas that other base, there was a lot of guys at the top that were commuters. They would drive down from Nashville or something like that, so they didn't want to do day trips. So they actually wanted those high credit 3 and 4 day trips. So it works out. It's too hard to predict. It's very dependent on your airline, your base, a couple of different factors. What's the fastest ground speed you had in a 320? I want to say it was like 850. Or maybe 750. Maybe 750? I don't know. We had almost 300 knots on the tail. Might have been 850. Someone do the math. 8.1 Mach with a 300 knot tailwind at 39,000 feet. Who knows? Maybe it was 7. 850 sounds fast. 850 sounds fast. Maybe it was 750. I have a pastime of working and developing train simulator stuff and collecting locomotive operating manuals and alike. Oh my God, I have so many rule books. A lot of rule books. Oh, you're talking to Yuri, but yeah. I prefer the X-Crafts. Why so? I haven't flown the X-Craft, so I actually don't know. I don't. But it might be worth a shot. Do the X-Crafts still have dark cockpits or no? Can we fly X-Crafts in X-Plane 12 and have a light cockpit? I got a buddy who's at your operator in DFW who would be like 6% as an FO on another base, but way harder commute from Memphis, and he wasn't trying that. Yeah, that's the other thing. So you've got every base has a different clientele is not the right word, but a different type of there could be different types of guys. So some bases are known as commuter bases. Like we got a base out west where there's a lot of commuters that live in other parts of the country that don't have a base, and it's easy for them to commute to. And the reason they choose to commute to that base because there's a lot of red eyes out of there. So even though red eyes kind of stink, they're easier to commute to because if you're not starting your trip until midnight, you can definitely fly in the day of your trip, right? So if you got a trip that starts with a red eye, say you leave at midnight and you're flying east, you could commute in day of. You spend a lot of time at home on your first day, and then or if it's flipped and the trip ends on a red eye where you get into base at 5 a.m., now you've got all day to catch your commute flight home. So bases that have a lot of red eyes are typically commuter bases. But man, I can't do red eyes, man. They knock me out. The only red eye I can do is like the longest one is Vegas, Dallas, maybe LA, Dallas. I actually just tried to pick up a sweet 2-day. LA, Dallas it was just 2 legs. One leg to LA, like 30 hours there. I was going to see if I could take the wife, but I didn't get it. My other buddy Mark picked it up. I'm like, dang it, dude. But Vegas, Dallas, like a 2.5 hour red eye is fine. I can squeak that. But man, we have some coming back from like, I don't know, San Juan. I've been seeing a lot of those lately. And it changes every month too. Like the airline will shift the schedule, they change scheduling, they change how the trips are and how they touch different bases. So there's been a definite uptick in red eyes from San Juan, which I can't imagine doing almost a 6-hour flight as a red eye. Whew, that's tough. That's tough. At least it's tough for me. Some guys love it. Some guys that doesn't bother them at all. I know there's a ton of guys in Florida that love we do a lot of red eye stuff down to South America too, and they love it. Like, yeah, nobody on the radio, it's not busy. More power to you, man. It's not my cup of tea. I commute from San Juan. It's great out of DFW because they have an 11 p.m. red eye. There you go. See, exactly. That 11 p.m. red eye. There you go. Goodness. I have both X-Crafts and the FSS. The X-Craft do some things better, and FSS does other things better. For example, the X-Jets doesn't do hold. Ah, really? They have some fancy cockpit lighting in the last version of the X-Plane Beta. They also have the Lineage 1000 one. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So, man, I tried looking for this the other day. I'm sure I've lost it. We've moved like 4 times since then. I might have just disconnected the autopilot again. Let's see. No, we're good. All right, we're 117 miles from Tater. We're 30 miles, and we got to start down. I was offered a job to fly a Lineage one, the E1. What is the Embraer Lineage, the corporate one? Dude, the pay was insane, but the schedule was not going to be very optimal. And I was actually going to go through with it anyway. But right towards where I was going to be able to like make my final decision and just go and show up for class, I got a call from my current operator, and I said, yeah, I'd rather go there. But I met a guy who, there's not very many of the Lineages around. There's not very many of them. So, but yeah, he was, they flew some very impressive clientele. But I also flew some contract stuff in the 190, which was also rare. All white 190s. I mean, there's some cool podcast stuff we could talk about on that. Did a lot of sports charters in the 190. A lot of hotel charters. So there was a Harrah's Casino. My first regional. Matter of fact, the first thing I did was the 190 charter stuff for a hotel for the Harrah's Casinos. So we'd fly people around to Atlantic City, middle of nowhere, Tunica, Mississippi, out to Laughlin. Did I actually fly the 190? Yes, I did, Arthur. It doesn't seem like it today because it's my first flight back in it in a very long time, and I'm just trying to knock the rust off. But if you would like a tutorial, I actually did some in-depth videos. If you just go back, if you search my channel for E170 and E190 stuff, once I got refreshed, I actually was at a point where I had my manuals out, and I remember we were going through and I was trying to get my old checklist out, and I'll recreate some of my older flights. But it's been so long since I've flown the real airplane that it's best suited for folks like A-Rut to make a tutorial or something. Did I fly with you when you were based at ACY? I don't know. Is your name Mike Smith? There wasn't many of us based in ACY, so that's very possible. I saw Lineage at Midway a couple days ago, white and gold. Very cool, Chicago pilot, very cool. Hey, now, I'm an Airbus boy now. That's true. But yeah, but you still remember this airplane, I'm sure. Well, probably not. You've been so engrossed in the Airbus that you got to forget the other airplane. That's how I am, man. You got to, like, push all the other stuff out. Make room for the current airplane. Had a sunny charter into Memphis one time. Came in with a crap ton of money and went out empty. Nice. Nice, T-Mac. The trailer for the 190s on V1's first E-Jet stream has the landing, the real one from the flight deck, if I remember right. Yeah, I did, Igloofu. Yeah, let me, actually, yeah. Let's see. Let me pull that up, actually, and then we will start down, I'm sure. So, if I go to here, let me pull that video up. Yeah. Here. I will show y'all this, and then we gotta get cracking. Oh, that's way too big. A stream on top of a stream, chat. Here, I'm just trying to downsize it a little bit so we can watch it together. So this is a stream I did when we recreated my first 170 flight. This picture right here of that white 170 in front of DCA, that's the picture that made me change course of path when I was flying freight. I was looking at going back to corporate. My buddy sent me that. I was sitting in the cabin of a Metroliner in Lubbock, Texas. It was like 5 degrees outside, ice and snow and just awful. And he sent me that picture. And me and my buddy next to me were like, man, that's what we signed up to do, right? Isn't that what we wanted to do when we were going through flight training? Not sit in this freaking Metroliner freezing our butts off in Lubbock? Yeah. It wasn't too long after that I applied, and the rest is history. So this is a real shot here out of the simulator. I believe that was during Captain Upgrade. That's a 170 sim there, 2-3 right. I don't know what sim or what airport it is, but so this was the intro, and then I made a little video with some footage.
So, tell me about your first day as an airline pilot. What was that like?
Day I'll never forget. It was a pretty long day. Started early the day before, commuting into Philadelphia on U.S. Airways from Dallas-Fort Worth. Spent the night in the crew room. Following day, I was on a CRJ 200 deadhead from Philly down to Washington Reagan, an airport I'd never been to before. But it has a special spot in my heart. I'll get to that later. Once I did get into the commuter terminal, I had to figure out how to get over to the main gates. Never been to this airport before. Drag all my bags to the snow and ice. Freaking out, trying to get to the gate on time, just to find out when I get there, we're delayed.
Could describe your first flight as the pilot of an airliner in one word, what would it be?
Surreal.
What's your favorite part about being a professional pilot?
Being able to share my passion with those who have the same desire to reach exactly where I'm sitting.
$50, $40, $30, $20, $10.
Pay attention to those ground rule sounds too when we land this airplane. Very similar. That was my first flight in the 170, Brickyard 3331. So yeah, that was a little intro I made for our stream, and I think I ended up doing a little bit of a tutorial on that as well. So, all right, we are, oh my gosh, chat, we're 59 miles. We need to start down. Let's go ahead and let's set 11. Oh, it's already set. FPA. So here's the thing. We calculated it at a 3-degree path, right? Well, if we go more than 3 degrees, we might be able to catch it up. So let's go ahead and start down at about 3.7 degrees. Down we go. Seatbelt sign is coming back on. We're descending down for tater. Chop and drop. Here we go. Bring our sounds back up. Here I got the hiccups now all of a sudden. I mainly use X-Crafts because X-Plane gives me the less VRAM issues than 24. Every FS24 ends in a slideshow on final. Sasquiz, have you heard of a program called Auto FPS? Have you checked that out? Maybe that'll help reduce the LOD on the ground with altitude. It could smooth it out for you. Envoy's getting a bunch of Brickyard 170s. Are they really? Man, I remember there used to be so much drama between Envoy or Eagle at the time, American Eagle and Brickyard, because when we moved into Chicago, they were mad at us because they thought we were taking their flying, even though technically the company was doing some of their flying. It wasn't like the pilots were taking it. It wasn't like I'm up there, negotiating with Doug Parker, like, hey, I want some of that flying out of Chicago. No, it wasn't my call, but I actually got denied a jump seat. I got denied a jump seat on an American Eagle flight one time just because I was with a different regional, and they thought that I was taking over their flying. So that was fun. Bunch of salty scrubs over there at Envoy Eagle. Used to be. I don't know where they all are. Maybe they're all retired now. Who knows? Heads up about 30. She likes to drop from the sky. All right. All right, I haven't even done a practice landing, JJ. It's been a while, so I got to try not to screw this one up. Mesa and Republic are merging. I did hear that, actually. I forgot all about that. Josh FSD, what's going on, my man? You're on the flight tracker cam, optimized for mobile devices, my friend. How you doing? It's kind of like the secret way to chat. If you feel like I ignore your messages, you could always chat me up on the vertical cam. They're still salty at Envoy? Go figure. I'm seated in the exit row on this flight, so I'm good. All right, Callie Simmer. Exit row seating. Oh, this is with the cabin off. Oh, so remember... This is basically the freighter version. Standing room only. So if you turn off the cabin, you get this view here. I'll probably turn the cabin back on, but that's funny. That's your kind of legroom. All right, so let's do an update on our 3-degree rule. So Tater is 30. Let's just say at 30 miles, we're at 20. So 24 to 11. So that's 10 and 3 is 13, 26, 39. So we're 7 miles out. We're 7 miles behind. We're catching up to it. We're catching up to it. Let's see, at 20, it'd be 9, 18, 27. So at flight level 200, we want to be about 27 miles. We'll see where it is. We want to see if we can catch up to it here. At flight level 200, we should be seeing close to 27 miles. We'll see how far behind we actually are. Now, we also made the calculation for 66 miles. We rounded up, so we also gave ourselves a 4-mile buffer. So we'll see here. Good morning, Boston. Josh, you can always tune in on the main stream. You don't have to watch it. You can have 2 windows open. The flight tracker and the and that one. All right, so 21.2, there's 27, so we're still just a little bit high. Let's increase FPA. Let's knock it down to 4 miles, or 4 degrees. Salt Lake Tower is online. I don't think we need to talk to them for the CTAF though at Provo. CTAF PVU is going to be 125.3. So let's come down here, 125.3. I love how the radio works properly where you don't have to put in the whole frequency. The whole frequency thing is annoying. This is you just put 25.3, it's in there. Boom. 25.3 Provo traffic, Moxie 357 is type Embraer 190. We're about 40 miles to the southwest inbound for the ILS 13 Provo traffic. The new terminals at Salt Lake are awesome, Cody. I love them. Salt Lake is really a nice airport. All right, there's 18 thou. Let's go ahead and push for non-standard barrel ref. 29086 is set. We can pull up let's extend our chart out over here. All right, so there's Tater, mandatory 11, JUCOM, and then let's just go down to 8 after Tater. Accept approach speed. So now it's going to start slowing us to 210. Let's get the speed brake out. Little eyelashes out there on the wings. Cacao, what's going on, man? Is the new terminal like 10 miles long? Yeah. Buenos tardes, Cacao. How you doing, bud? I need a reason to change things up anyways. I love it. We'll make it easier when I'm on the go and still want to watch. There we go, Josh. That's kind of the point. So I have the... I'm actually getting ready to pull the map off that one. But yeah, we use the that other stream, the other broadcast for the flight tracker and the map. So we can see everybody flying along. And then we're actually getting ready to put it into landing cam here pretty soon. But Cacao, you're officially qualified FO again. Well, welcome back to the right seat, man. Are seats in the planes real comfortable? Man, it really depends on the airline. Really depends. I tell you what, though, the 190, even the 170, the Embraer E-Jets, 170s, 190s, I think are some of the best regional aircraft to ever be designed. They're comfortable, they're spacious. They don't get super hot like the RJs, CRJs, ERJs. They're quiet. The cockpits are great. I'm talking about from both aspects, you know, from pilots and passengers. I think they're great airplanes. Joe Sardo with the $10 super chat. My man, appreciate you, dude. Says the avionics on the 320 series seems light years ahead of the 737. Are the Embraer avionics much further ahead compared to the 320? Do you think the 220 is more advanced than the E-Jet's avionics? So I'm going to go backwards on your question. The E-Jet, the 220, I can't comment on. I'm not typed on it. I don't know much about the 220. The only thing I know about the 220 is it's more similar to the Embraer than it is the Airbus as far as avionics and the automation. At least that's what I've been told. But comparing the Embraer E-Jet avionics to the Airbus, yes, I would say it's almost, that's a good comparison. 320 to 73 and E-170 to A320. When I went to the Airbus, everyone's like, oh, it's going to be so advanced, you got to do this. Like, no, it was way more or way less advanced than I was anticipating coming from the E-Jets. That'd be a good question for a cat cow. He says the 220 is more advanced. There you go. But thank you, Joe. Appreciate the $10 super chat. Hope that answers your question. I think that is a good comparison. Look at this, chat. 11,000 feet. Tater at 11. We're slowing to 210. Beautiful. Thing of beauty. An absolute thing of beauty. Tater inbound will descend and maintain 8,000. We're still in out cell here. There's out. Now that we're in out, we'll set 8,000 feet. Flight level change below 10,000. Filch it. Speed elevator. Flight level change. Down we go. Did the 320 feel more comfortable? Yes. That was the biggest change, Dev. The cockpit of the 320 is the most comfortable cockpit out there, I think. I don't know what the 220 cockpit's like. Let me say this. As far as narrow-body, single-aisle airliners are concerned, I don't know about the 350 and 380 and all that stuff, but yeah, the E-170, E-190 cockpit, although it's nice, you still got this freaking ram's horn in your lap. It's still a regional jet cockpit. The Airbus cockpit is just nice, man. It's spacious, super comfortable chairs. It really spoils you, man. It really spoils you. We're through 10,000 feet. Sterile lights are on. We're flight level changing down to 8,000 feet. Here we go. A-Rut says the 320 has less legroom than the E-Jets for pilots. Really? No. Even if you move the seat all the way back? Shows you how long it's been. Just got home from 5 sectors and can't sleep. You're the stream to keep me sane. Boston, welcome aboard, man. Oh, laterally. Really? That is interesting. Fun fact, E-Jets will prevent FMS Speedbud from bugging into the barber pole. The Airbus will bug you right into the barber pole. Very true. Outsell 8,000, 210. All right, so Jukum, we're at 8,000, then Dicot, and then we'll switch over to selected speeds here. Matter of fact, I want this out of my face. Let's go ahead and move you over there. Man, it's bumpy down here. What are the winds doing? It's gusting like 20 knots up here. I'm going to go ahead and go over to manual speeds. I don't remember the speeds for flaps on this either. Is it just the FS speed? Oh, chat, schedule alerts. Oh my goodness. Chat. Hold on, you have control. Chat, you have control. I'm trying to swap out. There's another day trip. Too late. Already missed it, chat. Already missed it. Kidding me? 2 minutes and we're late. was on the 28th. Man, I would have loved to do a Cancun on the 28th. All right, I'm back. What do we need to do? Flaps 1, here we go. Provo traffic. Moxie 357. We're turning up final runway 13, about 10 miles. Provo. Lope. Glide slope is armed. We may miss it though. We'll see here. Now that should be green. If I put him in FMS. Yeah, this should be green lope needle there. I don't know why it's yellow. We're going to FPA down a little bit so we can catch this glide slope. Glide slope from above. Flaps 2. Oh, chat, we're going to be high. That's what happens. This way you don't check your scheduling on short final. Oh, no speed brake. Speed brake lever disagree. See how speed brake's inhibited there? That's awesome. Flaps 3. Chat, Moxie might be going around here. Flaps full. I don't know if we're going to make it, chat. Let's do some S turns. Autopilot's coming off. Let's hand fly this thing. I have the thrust levers. We're going to do an S turn here, see if we can't get back on it. Let's go ahead and flight director's off, please. Auto throttle is off. We'll be alright. I think we're going to catch it on this turn in here. Provo looking awfully mid today. 1,000 feet, we're not quite stable, but it will be stable by 500. Sync rate check. Sync rate check. Sync rate. We got 3, we should go around. I think we'll be alright. I didn't have time to start the replay though, that's not good.
500.
500 feet. Stable-ish.
400. 300. 200. Sync rate.
Sync rate check.
Sync rate. Sync rate.
Oh man, we were.
Sync rate. Sync rate.
40, 30, 20, 10.
Oh yeah. Spoilers. Reverse is green. We'll have to check our landing rate on that one. Wasn't the smoothest of smooth. The touchdown sounds are great though. All the way down. Beautiful. Right on center line, chat. We killed a lot of turtles on that approach, on that rollout, didn't we? Now the taxi lines here are not quite legit.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our destination airport. For your safety and comfort, please remain seated and fasten your seatbelts until the captain turns off the seatbelts fasten signal. The use of electronic devices is only
Use the whole runway, but the brakes are nice and cool.
on behalf of ourselves and the entire cabin
That was a
crew,
breeze,
we would
wasn't
like
it,
to thank you for
Sean?
flying together.
Alright, well, this is what happens when you get the schedule alert on short final. Alright. Oh, reverser's still toggled out. There we go. I got to get my Throttletek bound for this, because the Throttletek will be perfect throttle quadrant for this. Provo traffic in Mach C 357 clear of 13. Look at that little subtle wing flex out there. I love that. The flaps still need to come up one more. Is this the Moxie terminal? We'll go park over here with this other Moxie. I don't know. Yes. Oh, there's the entrance right there. I was gonna say default scenery is suboptimal. Stand 5-5. Ooh, little Canyon Gold Southwest showing up. This is making me want to fly the U.S. Airways livery. There's a U.S. Airways 190 livery that has awesome custom like flap dirt and everything. We don't have a replay. We might as well start the APU. Let's see if we can't get in here close next to this guy without touching tips. Ken, I wasn't sure if it was compatible or like if it was working with 24 and I didn't have time to test it. Now that I know the 190s are working good, what I might do is I'll maybe get a Provo scenery and then maybe go up to Jackson Hole or something. I think we're going to have to throw this airplane into the rotation, man. Even though it doesn't have VNAV, it flies so well. Erp. Brake set. A-Rot forgot all the lights after landing. I do love the E-Jets. Thanks for showing them some love. Thanks, Copper. Yeah, today was kind of just like a little test flight, a little test sector. Now that I know they're fully working, or working good enough to fly them on 24, we're going to throw them back in the rotation, man. Then we can do some tutorialing and some training on flying without VNAV until we actually get the VNAV and LNAV. Do a little post-flight. I love the sounds, man. Listen, look at this. That's a great engine, too. Look at that. That is sweet. What does this say over here? Oh, that's just the instructions for latching. Actually, can we open it up? Let's see, since we're on the ground. Let's go to aircraft state over here. Is it flight details? No. Ground services. Forward, aft stairs, safety pins, cones, wheel chocks. Can we open any doors? Oh, look at that. Doors are opening up. Oh, why did it pull away the stairs? I was going to see if we could walk up the stairs. See if we can hear it spooling down at all. I think we already missed it. Is it in cooldown mode? I think it's in cooldown mode. I'll have to pick this up solely 2024 too. Ken, I mean, if you're okay with the box doing funky stuff until it gets fully supported, I mean, it's a fun airplane to fly, that's for sure. This is the one available on Contrail, correct, D-Doom, correct. I'm wondering what's going on with our APU. We're in use. Oh yeah. Listen. The APU is cooling down, doing cooldown mode, I think. Yeah. It's spooled down. See? That's it. I mean, even more system stuff being simulated. There you go. Listen to it. So similar to the Airbus, you know, when you shut it off, it does a cool down function. There it is, cooling down. Here comes career track. Everybody's on the ground. Let's take a look at our Volanta landing rate. I'll have this up on the other cam if you're curious and you want to see. If you check the vertical cam, we'll look at our flight path here. Taking a look at our stats. Landing rate 200 feet per minute at 1.02. Not bad. I thought we could see where we landed, like on the pavement. Maybe, is that a premium feature? Because I wanted to see where we landed on the pavement, like in regards to the runway. Anyway, for 200 feet per minute, I'll take it for my first one. All right. Well, unfortunately, like I said, no replay on this flight, but I'm glad that we flew this bird. I'm glad we flew it, and I think we're going to have to throw it up in the rotation again soon. Maybe we'll take a look at the 170, 175 next. We'll see how that sounds and handles. But that's going to wrap it up for today, chat. It's almost 6 o'clock. We've had a fun day of flying. I hope you had a fun day of watching. And we'll get sail rolling. Call it good. So thank you all for the support. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Taking a look at a couple airplanes that we haven't really been talked about in a while. We flew the Saab yesterday. We flew the 727 today, which we talk about a lot, but it's been a minute since we flew it. Now the 190. I think tomorrow, 170 and Saab 3, gosh, I keep saying Saab. 170 and ATR is calling our name. Tomorrow is a day of regional ops. A day of regional ops tomorrow. So, if you like this content, please do hit that like button. You guys have been great, guys and gals. Until the next one, stay safe. 3-to-1 rule. I'm V1. Soup!